And let me just give you an idea how we came up with this slot, because climate change adaptation needs massive investments in infrastructure, and infrastructure often is very concrete in the double sense of the word, and it is often also very much based on bricks. Houses, roads, embankments, drainage system, everywhere we find them. And the basic idea of climate change adaptation is not to further increase the problem we would like to adapt to, but rather to find ways how we can manage this problem and not increase this problem. And this is why we wanted to look at how adaptation measures for infrastructure can be implemented in a more eco-friendly way. And at the same time, it also means to adapt the building industry towards these challenges of climate change, of lack of resources at the very end of the day, and totally of a changing environment and needs we need to adapt to. And against this background, we have invited 6 panelists, which will give about 5-minute introduction from different perspectives on this topic. And we will start with Mr. Dr. Mohamed Saifur Rahman. And we start with him not because he studied at the same university as I did, but because he represents the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. And this ministry took the lead in issuing a circular in 2019 on phasing out burnt bricks in a progressive way until 2025 for the public procurement, but as well was instrumental in including the goal of totally phasing out these bricks in the 5-year plan. And against this background, you are the best person, Dr. Saifur Rahman, to give us an idea what was the background of this decision of the government of Bangladesh, and where are we also standing in the implementation, and finally also where do you see the challenges, but also the opportunities for the different actors. And looking at the different actors is for us as Germany particularly relevant right now, because we are in the process of developing also so-called climate and development partnership, which should be a multi-stakeholder initiative. And we want to use this session also to identify with which other actors we should join hands in order to bring this sector forward. So Dr. Saifur Rahman, please give us some insights from the government perspective. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Am I clear? Can you hear me?
Very well, many thanks.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Florian Holen, Head of Development Cooperation, German Embassy in Dhaka. Thank you very much for your excellent introduction. I should start by saying some basic facts about our status of environment, or status of our air status. What is the status of the air pollution? Actually, in Bangladesh, we have a total of 8,000 brick kiln. Maybe it is according to World Bank statistics. And from this kiln, approximately 3,500 crore bricks are burned annually. And from these kilns, approximately 12 crore 25 lakh metric tons agricultural soil is used, and 56 lakh metric ton coal is used in these brick kiln industries to make this burning brick. And there is another statistic that according to World Bank, we are using 92% traditional burning brick, and another 7%, 8% we are using some advanced technology-based bricks. So these burning bricks producing a huge pollution, and we are using a huge soils, agricultural soils. So this is really harmful in terms of environment. That's why it's a big concern for the nation, and different actors are also very much aware about this issue. So it has a lot of impacts already. Maybe we can found it from different statistics. But regarding this governmental initiative, that's how Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is working to address these issues. So you maybe know that in 2013, so government promulgated Brick Manufacturing and Kiln Establishment Act. And this act has been revised in 2019. So this act has provided really a legal foundation to stop this the brick which is made from that is called burning brick. So Article 5 of this act, which is revised in 2019, it has provided a legal foundation to act on this issue. And you already mentioned that in 2019, government has established or circulated a gazette notification, and it says that until 2025 we need to prohibit these burning bricks, and we need to increase or use the block 100% block within 2025. So now the question is, what is the progress we made so far? Our progress we have, of course we have progress, but you know that due to COVID-19, different government projects has slowed down, and in this regard, ministry as an actor and also the other actors who are really involved with this process, like this public works department, then local government engineering department, and education engineering department, they are working with these issues. So as so far I know that public works department, they already started using this block in governmental construction works, in the development activities. So it started already 1 year ago, but still we don't see the result, because this project already approved or it is under process. So maybe after 2 or 3 years or after 1 year, we will see the result about using of the block. What is the statistics we are now using block? What is the percentage of using this block? And also LGDs also, they are aware, and they are also going to use this block in their construction works, and also this education engineering department, they are also going to use. And at the same time, from the Ministry of Environment, they are continuously communicating and collaborating with other relevant ministries to know about their status. And also, as I mentioned, that due to COVID-19 and also for this difficult situation, we will not achieve the target until 2025. So there is a discussion that we need to revisit the target, so that how we can rearrange our target and how we can achieve achieve those targets. So really, maybe we need to set up a new target, a new roadmap, and also Department of Environment is working with this new roadmap. They are setting this action plan, how they can achieve those targets and how they can set a new roadmap to reach those targets. So this is the progress from the government or from the different actors. This is the initiative so far they have taken. So maybe I can stop until this point, and if you have anything more, or then I can reply after some time. So yeah. Thank you.
Many thanks, Dr. Saifur Rahman, giving us the background and the rationale behind this initiative, but also sharing the state and your perspective that there are challenges in order to implement it, maybe the need to adapt the target, or maybe the need to adapt the measures and actions to achieve this target. And with this perspective, I would like to hand over to the more practical level of adaptation measures, which is here represented by Mr. Muhammad Raihan Shidik as a representative of the local government engineering department. LGED is the main institution for infrastructure, particularly in the rural areas in Bangladesh, and thus the institution which is building like most of the adaptation infrastructures we have for in these areas. So I would like to hand over to you, Mr. Shidik, to give us an idea how can these expectation and these ideas coming like from a central level and an environmental perspective be really followed in local adaptation activities, and where do you see the challenges from your experiences, and also as a third point maybe what kind of recommendations for solutions, activities you would like to give the different stakeholders to move this agenda forward and to find ways how these goals can also be achieved and be implemented in adaptation activities. Up to you. One minute, please. Mr. Shidik, are you online? Then please unmute yourself and start. If there is a particular problem, please also write us in the chat so we can try to fix it. Okay. I think because we have like two categories, Mr. Shidik, so please sign out and then join again as discussion participant, and not like audience or yeah. During that time, we might already like start with another perspective and then have the practical perspective from LGED afterwards. And this would be the question of implementation, because Mr. Muhammad Saifur Rahman mentioned that we are currently not going to achieve this target as things are now. And you, Dr. Muhammad Saifur Rahman, are Director and Joint Secretary of the Implementation, Monitoring and Evaluation Division of the Ministry of Planning. So you are an expert in bringing political objectives and the reality together. And so we would be very happy to learn from your side, where do you see this government initiative standing, and what needs to be done to bridge this gap between political objective and reality? Please take over.
Thank you, Florian. Can you hear me, please? Yeah, Florian, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Very well. Please go ahead. You are very audible and visible.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry that probably I'm a little bit less hard because my internet is here is not stable. I am at home. Anyway, thank you very much for the introduction. And today I will be discussing a little bit from different perspective, like from macro perspective actually. Say for example, Bangladesh government spends about $25 billion in public investment through procurement, and that we have a procurement act and we have a procurement policy, and the procurement act from 2006 and procurement policy from 2008. And as per the current legal obligation, we normally choose the least cost offer as a successful tenderer. So we sign a contract with the least cost offer, and sometimes this is troubling for many goods and services and works, which might produce say higher rate of carbon in the atmosphere. Say for example, they don't really consider the carbon neutral products or carbon neutral materials in construction, like eco bricks. So when we accept a offer for the construction works, normally we prefer the least cost offer, and we don't really consider the materials used in that construction, whether those are really environment friendly or climate change friendly, or they are emitting less carbon or not. So that is the current legal provision. But you can see that SDG 12.7. There is a provision that we have to introduce the sustainable public procurement process, and as per that provision, actually, currently we are working on. So, for example, we are in the tomorrow there is a workshop. We'll be presenting a draft sustainable public procurement policy. So, sustainable public procurement policy will emphasize the procurement process, which will consider the materials which are eco-friendly, which are climate-friendly, environment-friendly, so that we can actually increase the cost of those products which are not really eco-friendly, which are not really carbon footprint-friendly. Say, for example, in construction work, if you use eco-friendly eco bricks, then you might get some incentives in your tender offer, so that you can get more points and you can get selected even if your cost is higher. Now, under that policy, actually, we will be considering the life cycle cost, not only the current cost, actually life cycle cost. Say, for example, we are buying a simple printer, or we are building constructing a building. Then, if we use eco-friendly bricks or eco-friendly construction materials which emits less, that might be costly now, but in the long term, that might be cheaper. So we'll consider that in that policy. So this is a very important one, because you know that we are spending $25 billion through procurement process, and if we can introduce that policy in our process, that will consider the eco-friendly materials, that will be a huge boost for the country, and I think that will be mandatory for all the procurements under the public investment program. So that will be huge impact, and we are getting support from World Bank and others in preparing that policy. We also welcome GIZ to contribute in that policy, and that will be, I think, a game changer in this field. So then all those eco-friendly materials will be more attractive for the private entrepreneurs, and there will be a backward linkages. So if we give additional score for eco-friendly materials, then the entrepreneur will produce those materials, because those will be more financially attractive to the buyers. So that is a more important and market-oriented tool. And I must highlight that in this context. So other than that, I just want to bring this issue in this discussion. Thank you very much.
Many thanks. This was very insightful, both from your perspective as an urban planner, but also a procurement organizer and someone who has a view on the national procedures. It was very, very good to hear that the public procurement strategy will be developed in this way, and thus also the other building block for turning the circular into reality will be developed, so that the challenges existing regarding the pricing can be overcome. And yeah, I think also like taking into account life cycle risks is also a valid economical point, and because the most economical offer is not necessarily the cheapest offer, but the offer which is the cheapest at the long run, also including the life cycle costs, and maybe also including the environmental costs if we would like to follow the concept of real costs. And so even like understand economical means not cheap. Once we have a German saying, we are too poor to afford cheap things. And I think there's some truth in it, that you have to go for something good which serves you in the long run if you want to develop something sustainable for your country. Thank you. I think we now try again with Mr. Muhammad Raihan Shidike. You have been a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, so you are very well familiar with infrastructure, but you have also a Master in Procurement. And so you bring both fields together. I would also like to hint to all our audience that in the chat, thankfully, colleagues have shared the draft Sustainable Public Procurement Policy, the link, so that we can see already there where the government is.
Yeah.
So please take over, and maybe I would also like to note that we have one question in the forum which is saying, why is it an S-curve developed? Why is this strategy developed in a linear way, whereas often progress is more an S-curve? Is it realistic to rely on targets only if other adaptation diffusion incentives are not yet in place? So from your perspective as an adaptation implementer, maybe it's also interesting if you can share there some remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Florian, Helen, can you hear me?
We hear you very well. Please go ahead. Thank you. You are very
so can I share my screen?
Sure. Most appreciated.
Okay. You see in the screen, can you see?
Yes, we see it very well.
Okay, thank you very much. I am Mohammad Raihan Siddiq. I am working in local government engineering department, which is attached department of local government division under Ministry of Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives, Government of Bangladesh. So today our topic is low carbon adaptation eco-brick solution from Bangladesh. All we are know that in Bangladesh, the bricks are manufactured in traditional way and fire burn, and we are actually in this process, the carbon emission and the environmental degradation is happening in this traditional method. Regarding this, our Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change they took the initiative that we have to reduce the bricks traditionally manufactured. So in that case, we have to think the alternatives. So here you can see in the slide, I have some background and challenges that if you see the Bangladesh is a scarce land country, and per capita cultivable land is only 12 decimal, and 1% agricultural land we are yearly losses, and production of bricks destroying our forest. And actually the annual production is 25 billion number of bricks, and carbon emission such burning is 20 million tons in a year. That is 20% of country's total emission. And if you look in the Dhaka city, around the Dhaka city, more than 1,200 brick kilns are operating, and the Dhaka city pollution, 58% are behind of these bricks factory. And also we can see that 1,250 children die in every year regarding this. These are the scenario of our country. So government take initiative, as I said, in 2013, we have an act, brick production and brick field establishment control 2013. And this is the 59 law number 59 in 2013. And this has been revised in 2018. And according to this, the Ministry of Forest, Environment, Forest and Climate Change issued an order 24 November 2019, and they are following this, and there is an action plan regarding this. What is that? In the order, it is said that instead of traditional bricks in our building construction or maintenance, the boundary wall construction and herringbone bond HBB road construction, we are using traditional bricks. So government target this, that by 24-25 financial year, 100% of block road we will use, block use in this. And this is the target we you can see. So another thing, what is that? For the traditional bricks, we have to come out from that and use the eco-friendly bricks. What is eco-friendly bricks? That is in that sense that that will be made by indigenous material, clay, sand, and straw. And here carbon emission is low. And if we use this block, then our country, we can environmentally advanced. Regarding this, LGD's initiative, LGD has took initiative in 2019 that using eco-friendly this block, and a guideline has been approved by our department. And in LGD, a project, it is Village Road Rehabilitation Project. In this project, the target fixed that 382 kilometer road we will construct by using block road. The block size is 220 millimeter by 110 millimeter and 80 millimeter. And we will use this in the village road. And per kilometer costing is 7.5 million Bangladeshi taka BDT. And till now, the achievement is 150 kilometer road we have constructed. This is one project initiative. And one thing you can see, LGED have a research and innovation cell, and this cell is closely working with Housing and Building Research Institute, HBRI, and HBRI have prepared a final report, that is preparation and incorporation of alternative pavement section, interlocking concrete block pavement in road design manual in 2021. All we know, we have a road design manual. So these alternative we have to include in our road design manual. We have a strong road maintenance and road safety unit, and yearly we got 3,000 crore approximately 3,000 crore Bangladeshi taka yearly. And in this by this program, every year we are constructing the village road using block road. And recently, this unit fixing a target that in 450 upazila, 495 upazila, they will construct 4-kilometer road, that is 1980-kilometer road will be constructed. Another design in by our initiative by our planning unit. LGD has a strong planning unit. All the development project proposal prepare finally checking by this unit, and for designing new project we are giving the provision that every project should use the block road for designing new project in the village road. Another two department, major department, I have personally talking with them, that Public Works Department. Public Works Department, they are all also following the target fixing by the Environment, Forest and Climate Change Ministry. And also Roads and Highways Department, actually in the water, there is a waiver for base course and sub-base course construction. Yes, because we have to think the demand and supply. How many bricks we are constructing? If we not getting the alternative, this should, so that is why for base course and sub-base course in road construction, the in the water, this has been make some waiver. So they are constructing major roads and highways. So they are taking some initiative for innovation of alternative material. How can we reduce the use of traditional bricks? So my recommendation is, public sector has been working on use block road construction, but what about the private sector? In private sector, building and other thing, we have to think about that. And brick production and utilization analysis are needed. What is this? In every year we are manufacturing these bricks. So these bricks are utilized in different sector, public sector, private sector. In public sector, road construction, building construction, footpath construction, and different ways. So we have to analyze, and according to plan, I think we have to also include the private sector to motivate them not to use the traditional bricks. So in that way, we can come out and phasing out to use the traditional bricks. You can see in the block road, the maintenance cost is very, very low. So we can easily use this. From my side, this is my presentation. But actually, if you look in the in our country is a highly dense populated country, and from every sector we have to take initiative for using the eco-friendly brick solution, and not to use the traditional bricks. So thank you everyone for hearing me. This is all about from my side, and thank you, Ms. Florian Holland, the moderator, giving me the opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Sidike, for giving us not only an idea about the genesis of these political decisions and the different steps taken at different points in time by the government, but also the different approaches by the different institutions who are related to construction and thus also to the adaptation infrastructure and the initiatives, but as well the challenges that you mentioned, the demand and supply question, so that there is, as it seems like, not enough supply, if I got it correctly. And also one major point was that now we are talking there about public procurement, which is often like the spearheading new innovations, but we should not forget about the private sector. And this is something I think we need to take into account. I have just like one question for clarification. If you are talking about blocks, what exactly these blocks consist of?
Actually, the block consists of the sand, using of sand and cement. And in some cases, if we want to more strength of that block, then we can use some coarse aggregate, 6 millimeter, 7 millimeter down sizes. So these are the material.
Okay.
What is this? The cement, sand, and some gravels.
Okay.
Small size gravels.
Thank you. Like, how much is the cement share?
Actually, that will be depend on your on our strength. The strength is the cement, sand, and the pea gravel. That is 1.5 and 3.
One and a half and three. This I didn't understand.
That is cement 1%, 1.5 for gravel, and 3% of sand.
Okay.
Or in low or in some cases the ratio may be 1, 2, or 4.
The ratio is 1 part cement and 4 parts sand.
Cement, gravel, and sand.
Okay. Now I got it. I think one.
Cement at first, then gravel, then sand.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And this is now really going into the technicalities, and the experts for the technicalities are our colleagues of the House Building and Research Institute of Bangladesh. And here we are grateful for having Mr. Mohammed Nafisur Rahman. You have been also before working on the Bangladesh National Building Code, and also you have the energy efficiency perspective since your work with the Sustainable and Renewable Energy Development Authority of Bangladesh, as well as one of the authors of the Building Energy Efficiency and Environment Rating Systems Guideline for Bangladesh. So we are happy to learn more about the research done by your institution, but also the evaluation of the progress of this initiative, since also colleagues mentioned it is needed to analyze where we are standing. And finally, what are your suggestions to increase both maybe demand and supply? So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Florian and Ricard, for inviting me in this session. So I would like to present, can I share my screen? Okay. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, very well.
Okay. Okay, I think, okay. So first about my organization, actually Housing and Building Research Institute is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Housing and Public Works. In 1975, the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, established this institute as earlier it was a center. This institute was set up for the development of housing using the indigenous materials and technologies for the rural Bangladesh Actually, we do research, R&D for sustainable building materials and technology development. We also do some environment-friendly structures and disaster-resilient infrastructure. So we have lots of work and activities in coastal areas of Bangladesh. We prepare policy in the field of housing and building. We develop the National Building Code and housing policies. We do collaboration with national international organizations, universities, and development partners as well. We have several projects with them. We also perform some capacity development program like training for professionals, architects, engineers, even we actually organize some training for construction workers as well as for students. Now come to the to this topic. Actually, so the initiation of working on this eco block, actually ACEBER actually working in this sector, developing eco blocks 30 years back. But earlier, our perspective was to only climate change issues, because we actually tried to eradicate the clay burn brick with the block in perspective of climate change issues. But later on, at 2014, our Honorable Prime Minister actually, she visited the Ministry of Housing and Public Works, and she gave us some instruction. She gave us the instruction to produce alternative blocks from dressed sand. You know that Bangladesh is a riverine country, and we have a huge silt in every year, and due to this riverbed elongation, that every year actually the river bank erosion happening and people become homeless. So she gave us the idea that whether we can do research and develop the block with dressing sand. You know that worldwide the hollow blocks and concrete blocks are made out of coarse sand. So these gravels and coarse sand. So here in Bangladesh we do research and we innovate a new technology. We actually prepared block with fine sand. FM is fineness modulus is less than 1, and the coarse sand is FM is 2.5. So this is the new innovation we have done in after hard instruction, and we also try to develop other innovative sustainable building materials in our construction, and we also do some awareness program as well as per our instruction. And based on her instruction, from Prime Minister Office, actually, the first instruction in the right of the slide, you can see that they passed an order that all government construction should be done by ACEBER innovated hollow blocks. This is the first instruction from the government. Later on, I think the Ministry of Environment and Forest, actually, they also, sorry. They also pass another gazette notification that by 2025, June of 2025, all government construction should be done by alternative blocks, green blocks. So based on our research, actually, we achieved a National Award for Environment Award from the Ministry of Environment for research. And now, to fulfill the target, actually, we are performing several researches. This actually, we are performing almost 27 research. But out of them, actually, now we are mostly focused on our block development, so or eco block development. The first research that we are actually trying to set some develop some chemical admixture to make a more strong block. So we are also working to develop a block from the plastic waste. So you know that plastic is another problem we are facing. So another research we are conducting now, we are developing blocks from the ETP sludge. You know that now the Department of Environment, they have policy that zero discharge ETP. So we can reuse our fluid, but we can't reuse the sludge. So sludge is a big problem for them. So we are actually collected some sludge from garment industries, and we are successfully have developed some block. You can see in the photograph. Besides that, actually, we are also working to develop a block with using iron slug because iron slag is also abundant in cement industry. And also we are trying to develop block aggregate from the block. You know that for casting, roof casting and column casting, so there is still till today there is no alternative of brick, fire brick. So we are also successfully have developed aggregate from the block, and the strength is about more than 4,000 psi, which is generally the brick aggregate is 2,000, 3,000 psi, but the strength of the block is more than 4,000 psi. So the good quality aggregate we can produce from our research. So it's
sorry, PSI for the non-experts. Could you explain?
the PS, okay. This is the strength of the block aggregate, the pound per square inch. So the capability of load, allowable capacity of the aggregate will be the more than 4,000 psi. So we successfully developed this aggregate in our institute. And already our LGD colleague, she mentioned that we already prepared a block with dredging sand, which is about more than 5,000 psi for them. So now they are using in their road and other infrastructures. And this is another slide I'd like to share. So this is direct carbon emission that we can reduce from if we use the block. So this is a typical 1,000 square feet house, floor house. If for only wall construction, if you use the clay burnt brick, so it will emit around 7.2 tons of carbon emission for only construction period. And then if you use hollow block, it can reduce almost 3 tons. The reduction, the emission will be 4 tons. And if we go further, use AAC blocks like aerated autoclave concrete block, so it will emit less. It is 3 tons. So you know that cement is also not environment friendly, but due to the porous and lightweight, we will get this benefit. So that's actually, but now from the beginning, we are focusing on the hollow concrete blocks, and later on, we'll focus on the AC blocks. So these are eco blocks, eco technologies are on pipeline in the market, in our market, and products are available. This is another innovative building methods we have developed from our institute. We developed sandstone block, as I mentioned earlier. We developed CSED, compressed stabilized earth block, sand cement solid block, thermal block, interlocking blocks, and we use these blocks in our buildings. So we made some pilot project in our premises and other part in country, and actually we observed for a lot of time, and now these blocks are tested. So we have 30 years old building, we have 10 years old building. So these technologies are tested, because people used to ask us that question, that whether brick is life is long, but what about the concrete block? So that's actually we do research, and as the block, sand block is like a concrete, so its life will be more than 100 years, 50 years plus, and up to 100 years. So there is no risk to use this sort of block. Now we have another research in our institute performing. So we are trying to collect sand, dredging sand from all over the country. So we have selected 64 districts in our country, and we are actually trying to standardize or set the sand, because you know that any entrepreneur, he wants to set up a factory in his area, in his district. So he can easily know the recipes of the construction and block recipes, so that we actually ensuring the sand quality. Like you can see the graph here, the table here. So actually we actually note down the FM fineness of it. You see that fineness is less than 2.5 is fine sand here, and then specific gravity, salinity, because you know some part of Bangladesh, mostly coastal part is there is saline water, and TDS, pH, and other things, so that they can. So you know the block is mostly made out of cement, so that's why we need to know the sand properties, so that we can give them recipe for better bonding. And we have another program. So actually, this is a program. Actually, I started when I was working in Sreda. So that time actually I used to work with one GIZ program, REAP program actually. So we provide support the rice husk, rice parboiling system to improve the energy efficiency of rice parboiling. And during my visit, I found that So we improve their parboiling system. We make their production more cleaner, energy efficient, but they are facing huge problem of the ash. You know, the rice, there is no use of rice as ash. So there is a huge problem of dumping of the ash. So then I started working with this ash and developed a protocol to make block from the brick from this rice husk ash. And what we found, so you can see the strength. You know, after 28 days, the strength is 1000 psi of this block. So pound per square inch. This is very good for wall, and it has good insulation properties and other properties as well. So this is the one paper also published in this on this research. And this is another research. This is, I think, this is the most timely research now we are pursuing at an institute. So you know that we have almost officially 7,000 brick trains, but unofficially it's about more than 11,000 brick lane in Bangladesh. And this is the traditional building team. And it requires coal burning, so almost 5.68 million of tons. And you know, it required 3,350 millions of cubic feet soil, most of the topsoil. So, and it emit almost 15.6 million of tons of carbon. So this, so now our target is to convert this traditional brick field into the right portion in the slide. You can see the alternative and new technologies. So now actually we are working with all traditional brick owners association, and we are trying to educate them. So we are trying to invite them to convert their factory in this sector. And now this year actually we have submitted one project to our Ministry of Environment and Climate Change for supporting at least 20 pilot project. But this is the huge market from our findings that we have. We have a 700 million investment is required for this transformation. So this is a huge investment program can be done, and we actually require, we are looking for some development partners and technical partners for this project. This is a huge appetite there in Bangladesh. So as this I stated earlier, this is ETP sludge block. So you know that ETP waste all dumping in the agricultural land. So we prepared this good tiles and blocks successfully in our institute. And this is another research we performed 15 years back. This is the first recycled building, total recycled building from the demolished concrete building. So usually actually they used to dump this demolished block in the agricultural land and some road network, but economic value is not that. But we prepared block with this, and the strength is huge. After 15 years, actually the strength is gradually increased. So this is another parameter that if you use cement-based block, the strength actually gradually increase. So this is another good findings we have. We include this block provision in National Building Code. Also, we develop another standard guideline for rural housing adjustment areas. So we mentioned the provision for this block in the policy, national policy, and also the building energy environment rating. So if anyone use this rating, he have to use the concrete block, eco blocks. Even for the Bangladesh Bank has another financing policy. In the financing policy, block is also mentioned there. This is another work done by us. Actually, we prepared a map in our website, and so anyone want to use the block in his nearby area, he can search our website and he can find out the producer, the companies, the factories from our website, so that it can be convenient for the block users. Even nowadays, actually, we are also enlisted the machine supplier and also admixture supplier and cement supplier. So we are trying to make a platform in our website for this to help the activities. We actually almost every year actually visit some block factories just to promote and to find out their problems, to troubleshoot their problems. And every day, actually, almost every day, block entrepreneurs come to us and they want to they seek support from us, and we provide support. Even sometimes, actually, we write to NBR for the tax relaxation, and sometimes we write to Department of Environment for environment clearance, and sometimes we write to bank for their soft loans. So actually, we are from HBR. Actually, we are actually working as a help desk here to achieve the target set by the government by 2025 to use blocks in all government buildings. And beside that, actually, we arrange some TV shows and other program for as a awareness part, so that the normal actually private sector also come up with the use of blocks.
Great. Many thanks, Dr. Nafisur Rahman. You gave us a very intense and presentation. I always wanted to interrupt, seeing the time, but every slide was so great that I didn't know where to do it. So many thanks, because you gave us a concrete idea about the different options who are there, the very wide spectrum. And I think one aspect we can look into during our discussion after the two other inputs I would like to have first is then also the question of how and how far are the bricks we are producing also recyclable, or what happens to this matter afterwards, particularly if we are using effluent treatment plant sludge or also plastic. What does it mean afterwards? And thanks also for putting this topic up on cement is also not environmentally friendly, and differentiating between the different alternatives we have. And from research and a very wide spectrum of activities and of research findings you presented, I would like to go over to someone who is with his company, social enterprise from Belgium, actually building houses with eco-bricks in Bangladesh, Mr. Willem Gaines. He's the managing director of Eco Home Solutions Limited. And you have been doing research here. You have a long history in Bangladesh. And you are now focusing on so-called compressed soil, compressed stabilized earth blocks, CSEB. And so please share your experiences with us. And I hope you can also let us know in how, where are your blocks already used? Is it only you who are using it? Have you already been delivering to other public or private entities? And to hear something from you as an entrepreneurial perspective, what needs to be done to bring this sector forward and to make these different innovations mentioned also by HBRI colleagues before economically feasible. So please, Mr. Willem Gaines, take over.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Florian. I hope you can hear me, because I'm also in a spot where the network is slow. And if you allow me, I would like to share one screen. Is that possible?
Please, we hear you very well. And also regarding some questions I received, it's well noted, but I would like to take them after we had the panelists first, and then go into start with the questions which were posed already. Thank you.
Okay, so I hope you can see my slides now. Is that just to check here before I start? Yes, everything okay? Okay.
Very well. And if you can try, then limit yourself to about 5 to 7 minutes.
I will try. Yeah. So we are a company which started in 2013, 2023, especially trying to build houses for low-income families with local NGOs. And 5 years ago, we changed into an ecological project making compressed stabilized earth blocks. I mean, we try to combine a bit our social view is that a house is a strong system to fight poverty, but it should be ecological. So that's where we are fighting. We built about 3,300 houses in Bangladesh in different areas. And we saw that most of the houses that were built with bricks. So that's why we decided to start for an ecological alternative. And we wanted to develop compressed stabilized earth blocks. We did it in Shariatpur, where we built 23 houses. And we also moved then to Nilphamari, where at present we're still active, and we built 37 constructions. We are now starting in Mymensingh. Before starting, we did a research with Bouet to develop a compressed stabilized air block, which was high quality. And we imported a machine from India. This is the manual machine, which definitely HBRI will recognize. It's the Oram press, which we used it for the research. A lot of research was done to find what is the right mix to have a block which is of a good quality. So we imported the machine from the Netherlands, and this is our block. We are using sand, salt, cement as less possible as cement, because we are really concerned about the pollution of cement, which is not done in Bangladesh, but we are talking about worldwide pollution. So we should not only think about local pollution, but also the origin of the cement, which is burned. And during burning process, we all know a lot of carbon dioxide is put into the air. So our blocks are compressed and under a high pressure. I'm just trying to see my screen myself at 150 bar, which is quite high. And then we, by this, we managed to get a block which has a high compressive strength. 4 weeks curing, we can always test the blocks in Bouets, and then left and right, we can see the comparison. We have no pollution, no burning. So our blocks are really, the pollution is much less. And you can see here, we calculate that we have 10 times lower emission than the fired clay bricks. Okay, during this construction, everything is not going very smoothly. We realize that people are difficult to accept a new product. And even if our product is very good for thermal insulation, that is also something which we consider as a plus point of our blocks. It means that less air conditioning will be needed. Water absorption is very low, and the compressive strength is 15 MPa, which is quite high. The blocks are bigger than the bricks, the blocks that we produce, and that is a kind of a problem, because people say the block is too big, it weighs too much. So we have to try to explain to people that, okay, the block is bigger, but if you calculate the block, it's not more expensive than making a wall with bricks. You need less blocks to make a 100 square feet wall. You don't need to plaster it, which means 30% of cost. And this is something we have to explain to many constructors, that the weight of the wall, even if the block is heavier, the weight of the wall is not heavier compared with the plastered brick wall. We calculate it and then try to convince the people who want to build with our blocks. The block is really a sustainable block. It will last, I think it will last lifelong if you treat it properly. These blocks are in Tamil Nadu, is the handmade press, and it's already 50 years old. It lasts long. So some of the construction I like to share, just to see that we built quite a lot of houses already. I will not show too many because we have no time, but they are very beautiful and very comfortable, very high quality. And if we had some challenges, that is, people always will compare the cost of the block with the brick without taking into account the cost of the pollution. Pollution is a very expensive thing. We will see this many more years due to the disasters that are coming and are creating a lot of damage. People are unfamiliar with the block, and whenever there is a problem, they blame it on the blocks. Even if the same problem occurs with the bricks, they will say the block is not good. Foundations are too weak. People do not have sufficient DPC protection. So that is all problems we have to face, which are, I mean, to convince the local people to use the blocks. We did an evaluation of the people who built with our blocks, and they were all very happy about the blocks. We had nobody who was disappointed, who regretted to have used the block. So that is, I think, from the clients, they appreciate it. Some constructions in Ilfamary, there we did it more, bigger buildings. Like here, this is a 2-floor school. It's a beautiful ecological building. This is a training center for people who work in a jute factory. The full training center is made with compressed stabilized earth blocks. A bigger construction is a 3-floor factory. Unfortunately, we had the same problem here with the developer. There were some cracks in the blocks due to structural problems by themselves. I mean, they made some constructional mistakes, but finally they decided to do the first and the second floor with bricks, even if the problem in the cracks was not structural and it was not caused by the blocks, but by the construction. Another construction is a factory. And so I think we made a lot of things already. I mean, and we face quite some problems all the time to convince people to use the blocks. And I think would be very happy to have some support from the government in our struggle. We are a very small Procolpo, very small project, but we are doing the best we can for the environment. Challenges is that we didn't get access to PWD building like in Ilfamary because our block was wider than the block which is in their schedule. It was a shame because we could have made a passport office with our blocks. Now it's made with cement blocks, which I think the pollution of the cement is higher than our block. So we are looking for ways to get our blocks accepted in the PWD schedule. We are working on that. A beautiful support from the government we are looking for is to have a construction like an Ashrayan, which is very known and everywhere in Bangladesh, to make it with eco blocks, with our blocks, and that would be a beautiful promotion of compressed stabilized earth blocks and a demonstration that we can do it. In the meantime, electricity is gone here, so I'm a bit out of view maybe, yeah? So I think many eco-friendly products need a financial incentive in the beginning. Think about electric cars. They would not be accepted if there was not an incentive from governments. This could also be done in Bangladesh. I was happy to hear that there some ideas are there. Other things could be that tax waiver or tax-free import of the machinery would be, I think, a big help for us to get our blocks at a cheap price to the public. And also finding cooperation to carbon dioxide compensation for the blocks would be very good. We are going to invest to make standard size CSEBs. So I think in general, we could say that our struggle is to get the block accepted by the public. It's not so easy, but we are not giving up and we are continuing, and getting access to some government construction would really be a big help for that. So thank you very much for having me for this short introduction. Thank you, Florian.
Thank you, Willem. You gave us an idea about one concrete example, which is not concrete, but compressed earth. And thank you also for highlighting, taking into account not only the emissions in Bangladesh, but also in the other countries related to the supply chain of construction materials, and going also into the challenges you face, like the difficulty for people to accept new products, but also, as it seems, the difficulty also for government institutions and the respective guidelines to include these new products, like the PWD, like the Public Works Department schedule and the schedule of the local government engineering division. So like overcoming also misconceptions and proving seems to be one part of overcoming these challenges. And with these words, I would like to hand it over to Mrs. Salma Haq Santa. You are an architect, and you're very much focusing on not only new designs, but also on alternative construction materials, including like various materials. We were also talking about bamboo additionally, and we also saw when I was on a project visit one of your houses already you built, and so from an architect's perspective, at the end of the day, it's you, the architects, to plan houses. Where do you see the opportunities? Where do you see the challenges for including this building material? You are a forerunner, I think, but maybe it's also interesting to learn from you why maybe other architects are still building concrete, bricks, and glass and steel mainly. Where do you see there the next steps to be taken from government, from development partners, but also from the private sector and the architects themselves? Please, Salma, it's your floor.
Thank you, Florian. Can you hear me? Hello?
Very well, you're very audible, and
Thank you, Florian, for inviting me here as a speaker and give me opportunity to present my work or field experience with you. Can you share my slide here? Can you share my screen here, Florian? Hello?
we will be doing it. My colleagues will do it, but please feel free already to start. It will just take a minute, I think, yeah. We see it now, so please.
Okay. Okay, now already we have come to know that a lot of people working with blocks, and our government taking some initiatives to work with this material. I'm working in a private sector and personal residential houses design. Here I'm sharing my slide that Florian, can you confirm, can you see my slide?
Yes, we can see your slide now. It's a slide.
Okay.
If you fall down, you just say slide, and then
Okay.
we move forward.
Okay, then I will must start my presentation with a funny story that I came to know, experience in my field work. So last month, when one of our projects that we worked with block, one of our when our time came to remove our shuttering to open our roof that was made with blocks, one of our worker requested me to stay there with them. And when I was surprised and asked why, and he was just said so that if it fall down, we could die together. It was so sarcastic, but that thought give me some lesson that they are working there. They know the strength, they know everything, but still they can't take it in their mind. They can take it in their brain, but still they are not in their mind that this product is more stable than normal casting, roof casting. So here I will go deeper. I'm working as a project architect that funded by GIZ, and it is a pilot project where we have to work with sustainable and eco-friendly material. Their topic was enhancing resilience of urban poor project in Shatkhira. So they mainly wanted to focus the climatic change, so and the effect of different aspects. So as a designer, we thought, why shouldn't we comply our material, building material here? It will comply their thoughts. So we have done their within very short time. The duration was only 75 days. It was so compact, but we tried our best to do some experimental work there. And there was two projects actually. One is the climate change digital learning hub, and second was sales cum display center. So first of all, we decided our material as hollow block as our roof casting, floor, and wall. And other material is bamboo. We are trying to limit our carbon footprint through hollow block without brick. Side by side, I'll also mention a lot of people all over the world trying to save our land by using bamboo, because bamboo is a wonderful material that we come to know if we can search in overall world, that it is so sustainable. If we can treated bamboo properly, it is a lifetime material. So we consider this one as our wall or partition, so so that we don't want it to thigh glass and other brickwork for our wall as a wall. Nafis bhai and other already explained the beautifulness and the impact of block in environment. I will like to add here bamboo with that. Our surroundings in the all over the country, in our villages, we could see that a lot of bamboo fields are abundant. People don't know the use of this one. They just abandoned that material, and people only know to use bamboo for fencing or low maintenance sector. But if we can treated this one, it will long lifetime. So for very beginning of this project, when we initiated to start this project, I have done a training on bamboo treatment and take challenge to do that in Satkhira and use this bamboo for wall. Here is some technical issues with bamboo, and we have used some chemical that is called boron. You can see here the image, boron and borax, two type of chemical that consist boron, the worldwide chemical that used for treatment any material, and whether bamboo treated or not, we can test it on hand, on site. Here I can show the result of a treated bamboo. This part of bamboo is not treated, and this part is treated. And this testing is so easy. We can use if our labor, or we can educate our people, they can use it so frequently. Now came to about block again. I'm talking about the challenges or my experience from site. When first we initiate to Purasabha or municipality or the funding agency that we would like to use block as our structure portion, they were so terrified and confused. Would it be fine? Would it fall or anything? I can remember one day when we started this wall, one of person, respected person, he was just called and just stopped and asked whether it should be fall down or what. And after a lot of conversation, he was there. Are you sure you are going to use this? And at that time I have to say that I'm taking the responsibility. Please you use this block. Give me that opportunity that I could use this block. When people passes by, this structure have done in a very reputed park, Rajak Park in Satkhira, that is main point for gathering people. People passes by and they give a comment. Why you are doing this? A lot of money you are wasting and everything. Most of the time I was smiled and tried to give some advice. But end of the day, when we are in this position, now we are not completed yet, you can see here, but we complete our structure portion and solid portion. Our bamboo work is still pending. After this 2 months, now people smiled and they took a picture here, and they asked for the cost estimation, they asked for the detailing, they asked for the sourcing. And the first starting, they say that it's not falling down yet. And I'm saying, no, I am still alive and it's not falling down. And they asked, that time they asked for where you sources that block or anything. And here I can share with you that that worker who asked me to stay with them so that I could die with them. And he was so amazed that this roof is still there. And after 2 months, when we completed his work, he was just left the site saying that, Madam, I will use this block on my own home. But here, so I think people accept everything, but they need time, they need examples. But here I also face some challenges, not only from people thought, but also from working, that I think it should be considered for further development of blocks. That first of all, the electric wiring. In our town, in Khulna or Dhaka, in our big town, we construct our building with a lot of planning. But still, in our small town people, they in private sector, they just build their house like working, and they asked the worker and just draw a raw sketches and build that house. In that space, electrician or plumber very feel free to group anywhere to keep their pipe or electric line. They cut the brick and take the wire from anywhere. But when we use the hollow block, we have to pre-plan, because without it, when we cut group on block, it will quite difficult to cover up that damaged space. Then we have to plaster actually, and that is not recommended for when we use this beautiful block. We wanted to show the pointing and the shape, but if we cut that group anywhere, it plaster, it will not happen. So electrician are little bit irritated. Why, ma'am, we have to do this right now? Why can't we do this afterward? So in their perception, in future, our work will be difficult because we have to done it before. This situation also go with plumbing. Plumbing has different aspect or difficulties there was, because when we place rod side by side, there was a total hollow space. So they can easily passes their plumbing line or electric line through roof binding, rod binding. But when we place this block here, a lot of space, almost 15 inch to 15 inch space is blocked. So light point and a light point, especially light point, we can't set this light point in roof, ceiling light point here and there. We have to plan. And also I will mention, because they requested me, so from their point, I would like to say that after finishing this product, worker has some viewpoint that they don't like this product, totally don't like this product. And their point of view is, when I grow this wall with normal brick, it will take 2 days. So they will get paid for 2 days. But when I am using this block, they have done this only half a day. So from client view, we are happy that we are reducing costing, but from their point of view, they are not profitable for them. So I think here government or other people, some initiatives should take that they could become interested in working with their profit.
Thank you.
Also, and here we can see the end result of workers who were very angry at first with me. They were very angry, but at last they were so happy to see the beautifulness of block and working so fast with this one. They were sad for their profit, but they were happy that this element is so convenient for their structure. Their house can be now a building, not the tin shed one. They could build their house with concrete one. They are happy because block is cheap rather than a brick or dhalai. And bamboo worker here, they also was irritated for treating bamboo, because treating bamboo is a long process. But they have done it, and at last they admit that this bamboo is become so hard that we use this in different way, putting out, putting in, but still bamboo are not damaged. So here some so finally I can say that beautiful and environment friendly material are presenting here, working with by people will accept this, common people will accept this, but they need time and example.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Saima. You widened our horizon from bricks to bamboo and brought in also the question of like the training and the knowledge which is necessary to use also from a worker's perspective, and but also the social impact it might have. So I would like now to open for the different interventions from our participants. So please raise your hand by using, like if you go to reactions, if you click there, then we have one button with a hand, raised hand. Else you can also write in the chat. And I have already like one question I received and I would like to pose. And this is by Nabil Haq. Cement is not prioritized in the revised NDC of Bangladesh. So is there any study that discusses how much cement per capita consumption will rise if 100% bricks are replaced for public construction? This will change the emission profile of the country. I think this assumes that the eco bricks have a high percentage of cement, but which is maybe not the case, but still like even like some eco bricks have like 10%. So the question is there. Maybe Mr. Nafisur Rahman, do you know from a research perspective any kind of answer in this regard?
Okay, you already mentioned that actually we use cement 10 to 15% in usually actually in these blocks actually. And in my one slide I showed that if we replace the block clay block block, it can save 3 tons for 1,000 square feet of house. I give the one example that. So it can save almost 40% of carbon emission. It can save. So I think if we convert totally use this block cement in the block production, it will not increase the carbon emission. It will definitely reduce the emission. But one thing in our mind we also have that yes, cement is not environment friendly. We also did another research to make block without cement. So we successfully did. But the problem is the cost of the other materials, like we use lime and other materials. And we also did another very recently, we did another research that so replace cement with other materials like dolomite and gypsum. So this product also has price. So definitely their carbon footprint is less, but also it comes with the cost. So also there are some options. Once actually we are able to minimize the cost of the production of that materials, hopefully we can replace more cement with alternative building materials. Beside that, actually, you know that cement is totally imported materials here in Bangladesh, and there are some few suppliers. So once the 100% block prepared with the cement, there may be some syndicate and they might increase the price of cement. So that's actually we are doing parallel research that so that we can reduce the use of cement in blocks. So we are working on it. Let's see. Thank you.
Thank you. This is was very helpful because we have to take into account the overall CO2 emissions, and they are decreasing even if we have a block which has like 10%, but of course, like if it's higher, like if you have a 40% concrete block or so, then it is maybe not as helpful. We have another question regarding by Mr. Mohamed Saidul Islam. What is the major challenge, or what are the major challenges of engaging the private sector in eco-brick manufacturing in our country in terms of investment? Yeah, who would like to go for this question, please, from the panelists, or also like any other of the participants? Please feel free to react on it.
I would like to address this issue. Actually, the first challenge that we are facing here, actually, the investment opportunities. You know that though and financing, we are facing problem because almost every day some entrepreneur comes here for set up in this factory, bricks factory in his area. But the local banks, actually, they are not aware about this financing investment of this project. Even almost every day, I call any bank manager and make him convinced that this investment is clean and safe. So this is the one thing actually we need to educate our financing institution like the banks and investment. And beside that, we need another investment policy and bond in this sector. Though Bangladesh Bank has some investment policies, but for big factories, not small and medium size factories, brick block factories. So there is some policy gap also. We need to address this sort of thing. This is first thing. Another thing is even there is some another problem is that our mind is brickonized, so we call the term brickonized. So so we actually love to see the red brick. Even as an architect myself, actually most of the architect loves to build brick with the red bricks. So this is another thing that in our mindset we have. But in the rural area also, because they thought that brick is more strong, more more strong and more durable. But block is more strong. In our research, we found that block is more strong and more environment friendly. So awareness is also, I think, another thing that we need to take care of. Thank you.
Thank you. Awareness, yes. And I think if it comes to color, maybe there are also technical solutions for providing different colors, which maybe could make eco-bricks even more attractive if you have there a variety of colors available. I think this is a problem where you should find solutions. I once was impressed when this is a Walton factory that one of their major selling points, I mean, amongst others, of course, were the doors, which were very nicely done and very colorful, and which was like a kind of show-off part, because I mean, you are building also a house to have something beautiful. Atya Rahman has another contribution or question, remark, whatever. I'm trying to give you now the possibility to speak.
Yeah, thank you, Khaled, for providing opportunity to me. That means I got the opportunity to visit Conforce Limited. That means those who are producing EcoBit. In Shower, a team visited the EcoBit, but besides, they are producing traditional brick. But question was there, why you are producing now a traditional brick? But compared to that, price is high. So that is why, besides EcoBit, they are also producing the traditional brick. So, but where practical action Bangladesh is supporting on this. And what are the reasons behind? So in this case, mass awareness at all level of the countries is very much important to promote EcoBit. This is my observation, and also once Mr. Mahfouzul Secretary Environment Ministry was leading that team. So there's things we got from the visit. Thank you.
Thank you, Atya Rahman. You are raising an important point of awareness, and I had recently an event with Channel I and Deutsche Welle Academy on constructive journalism, where it was also pointed out that often like we are focusing not on the solutions but on the problems only, and maybe we need not only need constructive but also like constructing journalism, which is focusing also and on highlighting these alternatives which exist. So I think like including media might be something we need to take into account by forging alliances for these goals. And with this word, I would like to hand over to Musharraf Hossain.
Hello, can you hear me?
We hear you very well. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Florian. That is bricks or eco bricks is the only one element for green construction. There is so many material is needed to build green constructions. There is a lot of discussion from the panelist side. Thank you very much. I would like to know that for green construction, is there any needed governance policy also there to implement the policy? Governance is needed also. Is there any governance? Green construction governance is there in our Bangladesh, and which will be very helpful to build the green construction? Maybe from Nafiz Bhai or Saifur Bhai is from the Environment Ministry can give the answer. And then another question will be then, after that, another question with William. Okay, at first this question from my side.
Thank you, Dr. Saifur Rahman. This is maybe your field.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are very true. Thank you very much, Mr. Musharraf Hossain, that this green governance.
Yeah.
Yes, so this is always a tricky issue, that governance issues. So in general, I would like to point out that we have a strong legal foundation in order to transform from this barn to eco brick or so on. We have many policy documents already in place. We made these nationally determined contributions, national adaptation plan, and this legal framework. So this is good point. Now this is the problem is about the implementation gap. Always there is implementation gaps. So in terms of green governance, this is something not fully organized at the central level in order to implement this concept. We are moving ahead in different directions that in order to improve the environment or in order to improve the air quality. Nowadays, we are moving forward by taking a big project like Bangladesh Environmental Sustainability, that is in short term is called BEST project in order to make this green finance system. So we have already engaged Bangladesh Bank, then Bangladesh Road Transport Authority in order to bring improvements in this environmental sector. So in order to implement this green governance or green growth, then Bangladesh Bank can make, as Mr. Nafiz said, that they can play a big role. So they can offer some green financing things. So in short, I could say that this is very necessity, but government is not fully prepared to adopt this type of green financing. And another important point in this scope, I would like to mention that we need to mainstream this type of green infrastructure or eco bricks. So at first we need to mainstream it at the government level. Then we need to transfer it to different private level or to involve other actors, private actors, and so on. So that's why what government can do to mainstream this process. Government can, we have the system like development project proposal. So there are some instruction that if we include or incorporate some instruction that we need to use this eco-friendly infrastructure in our development work, then this public sector will be bound or obligated to materialize this process. Awareness is very important. We need to provide, we need to show example. Visibility should be created, and supply chain should be created. Then it would disseminate, and ultimately implementation process will be done, and we'll see some good progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Saifur Rahman. And I think Mr. Nafizur Rahman also has some comment to make in this regard.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I would like to add with Dr. Saifur Rahman. Yes, he rightly mentioned we are not that much prepared, but we have started working on it. So we have both policies, carrot and stick policies. Though, we include one new chapter in our National Building Updated Building Code, Energy Efficiency and Sustainability, to support the green construction. This is first thing, and you know that our National Building Code is part of our law. this is mandatory. So after 2020, any construction anyone to do, it must be green and sustainable. This is the first thing that in our policy we included. And beside that, we also develop a rating system in our own, for our own, like it's called Building Energy Efficiency and Environment Rating, BEER rating from STRATA. As you know that a lead certification, other certification are now leading in Bangladesh. So we are also developing a rating from STRATA. And beside that, the National Bangladesh Bank, they have another financing program. It calls a refinancing scheme for green building and green factories. So this sort of thing there. But still we have to go a long way. Most of the thing are in policy, and as I told earlier, that awareness is the I think key factor to ensure the green construction governance. Because even from the government side, in some extent we are not aware about this. Even we have Department of Environment, Department of Architecture, Department of PWD. In some extent, actually, their building is not fulfilling the all requirement of sustainability and green. So we have to educate our person. We need training for our officials and technical person as well. Thank you.
Many thanks. I think Mr. Musharraf Hossain wanted to add a second question. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah. My question is, this is very technical question to William. This is very nice. I think very amazing work they are doing regarding the green bricks, eco-friendly bricks, basically in different part of our Bangladesh. I have a little bit idea, especially in the Barind area, you know, that is the Rajshahi, Bogura, Jaipurhat, this area, there is different type of soil and earth is there. Okay, and the people of this area used to build their house only with the clay. They mold the clay and build their house, and sometimes they not fire it, but they dry it in the sunlight. Okay, then they made the brick built the house their house. But I am thinking that I have experience, very bitter and bad experience that in Jaipurhat. I was there working in Prague in that time. A flash flood, you know, in every year, flash flood in our country, northern part is inundated, fully inundated. And I know almost 80% house damaged in that area, which was made of clay, especially the red clay, that type of earth. My technical question is to Mr. William. You have preparing the bricks with the high compressed process. After that, do you
okay.
I think please take over. I think the question was regarding the solidity and qualities of the building material if it comes to floods or other natural disasters.
I think, thank you, Mr. Musharraf Hossain. I understood your question. In very short, I like to reply. This old technique of building mud houses is very beautiful. I like it also, but the disadvantage is in flood, in water, it will dissolve and it becomes very weak. So we have now, by compressing and by adding the stabilizer, which is lime or cement, these blocks becomes very, very, very water resistant. We tested it. We have in our office one block, which is since more than 3 years, it's in a bucket of water. I mean, it's a very visual test. You can take it out and you can stand on it. It is as strong as it was before. So our blocks are really, really resistant to this, thanks to number one, the compression, and number two, the stabilization by the cement or lime or combination of both. So this problem is really, we were very concerned about it also. We also, just the last thing, for foundation, we also use the blocks. So we made a foundation in Shariatpur, and we will put water on it every day, twice a day, we put water on it. And after 2 years, we have again opened the soil and the foundation to check the quality of the blocks, and they were still 100% okay. So I can assure you that if the compression is high enough and the stabilization is done with properly, the blocks will survive. So thank you.
Thank you. This was very important because since it's all about like also climate resilient infrastructure we are building, and where we want to include these low adaptation aspects. This is like a crucial criteria we have to take into account. I have one last question from my colleague Dana, and otherwise then we will be also wrapping up since our time comes to an end. And if there's like any other like last urgent question, please write it into the chat so that we can take it up. If there is time, also other people who can answer might answer directly. Dana.
Thank you so much.
Hi, can we have a group picture? Maybe everyone could turn the video on just for the panelists.
Yes, we have like one last question, and then we can take the group picture.
All right, sorry, I missed that. Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just coming here to speak to Florian's computer. So basically my question goes to Mr. Ryan Shadiq from LGED. You were mentioning before that basically there seems to be a kind of a gap, no, between on the one hand the need of government for public works in terms of introducing alternative bricks or blocks for several different infrastructure, roads, etc. And my question is a little bit, what is exactly, let's say, what would be even the possibility for the government itself to start producing these kind of blocks? Because at the end of the day, if the, let's say, the private sector, at least as of this moment, is not interested or does not feel, let's say, the incentives to do so, but the government is actually in need of these kind of products. My question is like, why do not produce it by itself, right?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, what we have to think. We should protect our environment according to our need. My question was that how many bricks we are producing in our country in a traditional way that deteriorating our environment, and how can we come out from this step by step using alternative materials. That is why, and not in public sector, in private housing, lots of uses of traditional bricks. So actually, from my point of view, I have no statistics that how many percentage of traditional bricks used in public sector and the private sector.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Private sector. We have to analyze this.
Yeah,
and
okay, Mr. Sidik, if I think I have to clarify the question a bit. It was about like if it's like important for the development of the country and the government of Bangladesh has a particular need, which, as it was said, is currently not fulfilled by the private sector. Why not setting up a company which is filling this need and producing these bricks? Just let me give an example, because the government of Bangladesh has done this very successfully. Bangladesh has a Bangladesh Shipla cable factory, which has largely contributed to the electrification of the country. We have now 99%. It is a state-owned company. It is a profitable company. So, which is like also giving money back to the state out of the profits. So why don't set up such a structure?
So for this reason, we have to make our action plan, the long-term planning, mid-term planning, and immediate planning. In my presentation, I saw that what is our demand and what is our supply, and how can we reduce the demand of traditional bricks and supplying the alternative materials. That we have to plan. And we should promote the manufacturer that they are producing the eco-friendly bricks. So from government side, government can take initiative and engaging the all frontline departments to make an action plan individually, and then collectively the government can make a final plan. How can we phase out from the traditional bricks?
Thanks. So it might be something which could be included also in such an action plan. I would like to thank everyone who has contributed to this very fruitful discussion, the panelists with their great presentations, the participants with their great questions, which were also widening our horizon and are a very large and good contribution for also our engagement as German Development Cooperation in the sector in future, in cooperation with many other stakeholders here. And of course, the colleagues from GIZ, Mehedi, Joanna, and Dana, who have prepared this session. And I think now it's time for having a group picture, which could be used for also advertising what we have done. I mean, we had at the high time more than 36 participants. And I think it is something where we also would like to stay in touch with you, and also please feel free to leave your contact details in the chat if you would like to engage with German Development Cooperation in the future in this regard. Thank you. And thanks, of course, to ICCAD for organizing the Gobeshona conference and giving us the opportunity and bringing people together on these topics. So please stay like in the room for one more minute.
Maybe put the camera on whoever wants.
And everyone should put the camera on who wants, so that we can have
Yes, I think we're done.
There is some technical problem to open the camera.
You are muted.
Yes.
Florian, you are muted.
Florian, you can please unmute, then speak.
Yeah, sorry. I was saying, like, please switch your cameras on. There was one more question for Salma I have put for her in the chat, so maybe it can be answered there. We will try to leave open the webinar one more minute, but we have to conclude the session overall now. So many thanks again, and we try to take now the picture.
Thank you. Actually, bamboo treatment, as I said before, bamboo treatment consists some chemical that approved by worldwide, and actually bamboo consists of some fiber that contains sugar.
Sorry, would it be possible if you can answer the question in the chat, because we have to conclude the session? If you
Sorry.
can you answer the question in the chat? Just write in the chat, because we have to conclude the session. Yeah. If you can write, give your written answer to the colleague who asked.
Sure.
And I think it's clear, because we have to conclude the session.
Okay,
Thank
sure.
you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So many thanks to all participants, to the organizers, and we hope to keep in touch with all of you who are interested in this topic in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, Florian.
Thank you very much.
Very nice
Bye
talk.
bye.
ধন্যবাদ।
ধন্যবাদ।
সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you everyone. সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ।